Check, check. right, good evening. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Kim Bay, and I'm going to introduce Daphnee Charles from H.E.L.P. Daphnee Charles is a Haiti-based professional graduated from University Quisqueya with a Scholarship of Excellence from the Haitian Education and Leadership Program, otherwise known as H.E.L.P. She completed a fellowship program at Dartmouth College in 2010 and the Bridge program of the Tuck Business School of Dartmouth in 2012. Freshly after graduation, she led the production of a theme song, Nuon Danger, and a national awareness campaign around climate change and biodiversity protection in Haiti. Daphnee is currently working as a development officer for H.E.L.P. and oversees fundraising for the organization with the objective to tackle one of the greatest challenges in Haiti, access to higher education. Daphnee is very engaged in the Haitian community and is particularly involved with projects locally, such as the Haiti Tech Summit, the largest tech summit in the Caribbean, and Startup Grind PAP, a platform that allows successful entrepreneurs to share their journey with young entrepreneurs. Daphnee made the list of the Fondation Lorquette pour une Nouvelle Haiti in 2017 as one of the top 10 most influential women in Haiti. That's amazing. Welcome, Daphnee. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you, everybody, for joining me this afternoon for this presentation. I feel home when I'm here at Holy Cross because I know that I have friends there, I have a home, and I have families. So it's a pleasure for me to be back and to be with you guys and to always share with you about the work in Haiti and particularly this program that you've been supported for very long. As you may know, I graduated from H.E.L.P. in 2012. I knew about the program when I was in high school. Just to give you a little background before jumping into details about H.E.L.P., let me tell you a little bit how I grew up in Haiti, where I still live in the capital. When I was a little kid, and my mom and my dad, they gave a lot of importance to education. Even though they themselves didn't finish primary school, but my mom particularly is that visionary woman who didn't want the same situations, the same difficulties that she has been through for her children. Even though sometimes things were very hard and my dad was thinking maybe they could skip a year, my mom was not, no, I don't want my kid to miss a year in school. The thing that was most important for her, she said, I wanted her to be able to speak French because she didn't speak French. In Haiti, our first language is Creole, but when you go to school, you speak French. And very often, when you go to a supermarket, people will speak in French, and you think it's fancy. My mom wanted that, but I think I got more and more than that. So when I was going to school, it was not very easy. I remember one of the things that would happen to me, and that happened to many kids in Haiti, is that they will send you back home if you didn't pay the tuition. About 80% of schools in Haiti are private. That means you have to pay. There are few public schools, but these are not of quality. And you know, parents, you want the best for your children. And the thing also about school in Haiti, you go to school in uniforms. That means when you are sent back home, people notice you. You imagine a young kid, 10 a.m. in the streets, all Haitian parents, they will ask you, what are you doing here? So sometimes in my head, I'll tell them, I was late. I'll tell them that I was late today. Because I was a little bit embarrassed to give all the details that I didn't pay for the tuition. I told them that I was late. They could think that I was late maybe for school today. But in my head, I think of it like I was late on tuition. But also, sometimes I remember, if you didn't have a textbook, they will threaten you again. I will send you back home if you don't bring that textbook. And I remember there was one particularly that was needed for the week. And my mom was like, I can't afford it. You need to wait for another week. And I was not taking it well. I was like, I don't want to stay home for a week. What I would do, I will save my money, my pocket money, what I usually use for lunch, because in the school they don't give you lunch. You have to bring your money to buy snacks and a drink. So I will just save that for a week, and I bought myself my textbook. So that's how I went to school. But I wanted to make my parents happy. I wanted to satisfy my mom. So I was a good student, and I also brought good grades at home, and they were happy. So when I was about to finish school in high school, the principal of my school told me about the H.E.L.P program. I didn't believe it much because Haiti is it's a small country, but very complicated country. And then the program was so good that I didn't think it was true. I thought I would probably need somebody to write me a letter of recommendation, or maybe somebody just to make a call and to tell them, please take Daphne. And I didn't have such person. So I applied, and I completely forgot about the program. Because I applied, I think, maybe in April, and then they were selecting people around July. So they started to call and call and call and call. At that time, 2007, that's when I applied. There was no cell phone. So I gave my home telephone, the home telephone number of my neighbor. And these H.E.L.P people kept calling. My neighbor didn't tell me about it. I don't know. Maybe when he looked over the window, he didn't see anyone in my house. And then he told the caller that Daphne was not available. But they kept calling. At some point, he was so frustrated. He came to my house and he told me, Daphne, come and talk to these people. I don't know what you have done to them, but they will keep harassing us if you don't pick their call. So that's how I got the H.E.L.P call, and that was the third call that they gave, and I was selected for the program, and that was the first thing that I learned about H.E.L.P. You didn't need anybody to get you in. If you had a good grade and you really didn't have financial means to go to university, you could be granted a university. This program is celebrating 25 years today. They started in 1996 with only one student. And then now they are celebrating 25 years. I'm going to share a little bit with you what they have been accomplished during these 25 years. Because I think there's something that we all here can agree on, and all the people online as well. Education is key to economic success. Bill Gates said it. Many others have said it. I said it. I think education is key. And that's what this organization have been doing. But not only to educate people, but also to create a group of professional leaders that will contribute to a more just society in Haiti. And you will see some of the component that is integrated in the program to ensure that. H.E.L.P graduates are expected to contribute, each of them, $300,000 to Haiti's GDP. If you were talking only about that. But you will be so much more that they are accomplishing. I will share this list with you so that you understand the H.E.L.P program. But first, let me explain to you. I was awarded a fellowship program in 2010 when the earthquake happened in Haiti, and I got the opportunity to study at Dartmouth, one of the Ivy League schools in the US. I think that's when I really understood what school was. I was just going to school, and then you had a professor, they teach you, and then they give you homework and lessons, and you go back, you repeat, or you give your homework. But when I went to Dartmouth, I understand all the elements, all the components that you really need to have a good quality education. But in Haiti, we do not have that. We do not have that. For example, in Haiti, universities, they do not have dorms. You have to commute wherever you are to go to university. That's why many people, many young people, they leave the countryside to go to Port-au-Prince for university. And for some of them, if they don't do that, they will stay at high school. They will not go further. In Haiti, there's no counseling in university. There's no career orientation. There's no career services program such as internships, placement, and all of that. If you don't have the means to pay, you probably don't go. And that's why only 1% of Haitians in age to go to university do go to university in Haiti. And about half of that graduate. Because there's so many problems that you can encounter during your study that could stop you from continuing. And also there's a requirement to write a thesis. The way I did my thesis and taken the experience, I can say it's like a master thesis level that you have to write with zero support. That's what it is with. And that's why so many people, because they can finish all of their classes, but because they don't write this thesis, they never get their diploma. And in Haiti, the education system also in universities sometimes, even the most prestigious university, they do not have a reliable internet connection or a library to make research or even a laboratory. So that is why when H.E.L.P started to sponsor students to go to university, they pay the tuition, they could get the academics, the classes. But all these additional support that you probably experienced when you went to university here, they are absent in university. So that's why the H.E.L.P program brings these additional support separately, most of the time in the H.E.L.P center or in the dorms. So we provide dorms to our students. They can come from any place in the country. And when they come in Port-au-Prince, they know that they have a place to stay and to study with no problem with electricity and internet. And we also offer all of these services, such as even stipend, a monthly stipend to support food and transportation. And also, we have a very comprehensive package that also includes leadership training. All of our students are required to take 4 years leadership classes, 4 years English, and 2 years computer class. That's how I learned my English. So I think my mom is even proud now that I speak Creole, French, and English on top of it. So, what have been accomplished over the last 25 years? We have close to 300 graduates. We have more than 30 initiatives that have been studied by alumni, because for us, that's when our mission is accomplished. Our mission is to create a generation of young professional leaders that will contribute to a more just society in Haiti. And when our graduates, they start initiatives to help others, that's when the mission is accomplished. Even as students, we contribute to the community to what we call the service learning program, because H.E.L.P students are required to do certain hours every week to help communities, such as they can go and do tutoring program or after-class program for children in disadvantaged communities. And on top of that, our alumni are also contributing financially. They commit to give back so that we can have more H.E.L.P students. And I'm going to speak a little bit more about that in a minute. And this is how H.E.L.P is changing the stats in Haiti. When you see the numbers of Haitians, graduation rate in the state university, for example, is 14%. And then H.E.L.P, it's more than 95%. Average salary for a Haitian on an annual basis, $714. And then when you see a H.E.L.P graduate, it's more than 10 times that. Which means that when the H.E.L.P student, when they go out from the program, not only they were already at the top of the class, because to earn the H.E.L.P scholarship, you need to have a straight A. If you do not have a straight A, we don't even give you an application. But they also need to keep this excellency in university. Otherwise, they will leave the spot for somebody else. And in addition to that, with all the components that the leadership, they speak English, they are very easy with computer. This places them on a higher level to find the better jobs in Haiti, and they can take care of themselves and their family. And very often and very, very quick, they usually go higher in the scale, and they occupy leadership positions in the institutions. And most of our students, they stay in Haiti and work in Haiti. It's not a requirement from the program, because we cannot really dictate somebody where to stay. That's their choice. But we think because of the leadership component, they have gained this ownership of the program, a more citizenship spirit, and and also because they find a good job, they can take care of themselves, and they stay in Haiti to contribute to the change in Haiti. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the alumni initiatives, and you will probably be very interested in knowing that. I myself started the first Pan-American Association in Haiti. It's called Activate. Actually, we copied a lot from the H.E.L.P program, because we understood that we were getting so much as H.E.L.P students, and then all of our classmates, they were not having the same opportunities. So we created another program for them, and we allowed them to at least gain experience, professional experience, through volunteering. And then some of them, they also earn internships, and we also do some internships, placement, and job placement. But to equip them, we also do a bunch of trainings for them, like basic trainings in Excel, in Microsoft, and other different subjects. And they also work on a project so that they can give back to the community. It can be an environmental project or any other type of project that they choose to work on. You can see some other example here, but one that I will mention that I think is very important, and we probably have seen that city in Haiti, Cité Soleil. If probably you heard it or you read it in the news, because Cité Soleil is known to be the biggest slums community in Haiti, the most disadvantaged community, and it's very dangerous in Cité Soleil. Young people engage in gang violence, but our graduate, Daniel Tilias, have decided, because he's also from Cité Soleil, he has decided to create this youth center in Cité Soleil where students, they can come for after-school program and some other activities. And he was even nominated as the CNN Hero in 2019 for his work with Cité Soleil. The last one, good, I like it very much because everybody talk about tech, and I'm in California, in the tech area. So Good is a mobile app that have been developed by our graduate as well. It has more than 5,000 users now, and then what they do, they give you the exchange rate between the dollars and the national currency goods, and then on a very timely manner, and also they help you find the banks that are close to you if you want to exchange your money with a better rate. I know some of you have been in Haiti, but if you are planning to go, make sure you download the Good app so that you can know where you can best exchange your money. I'm going to talk now about something that I've mentioned before, which is the alumni contribution model. It's called COREM. COREM is a Creole word. It means support me. That's what it means. And this project has been piloted in 2011 with funding from IDB. And it requires from H.E.L.P students, as they are entering the program, to sign a contract to give back 10% of the revenues over 8 years or 7 years. We give them some incentive. If they are good contributors, they can finish this commitment even quicker. The first contribution was received in 2015, and about 5-6 years later, we have collected more than 140,000 US dollars from H.E.L.P graduates. I have the opportunity to oversee this part of the H.E.L.P program as well, as I'm also the Alumni Affair Coordinator. And I can tell you it's about 5,000 US dollars coming from H.E.L.P graduates on a monthly basis to support other graduates. And these two that you are seeing smiling, Wilnis and Dubon, they're probably smiling because they have a full scholarship for 5 years covered by H.E.L.P graduates. And the support, it's not only from H.E.L.P graduates, but we have also great support from the Haitian community. And that has been something that I've been working on for the past 2 years, I would say. I joined H.E.L.P in 2017 and was promoted to a development position later in 2018. And what I do, I go to the members of the private sector, and I usually start by offering them interns for the program. But usually, when they start with an intern, they ask me for more because they are qualified, they do a good job. And then sometimes they become employees. And then when they have good employees, they said, we want more good employees. And then I ask them, help me produce some more. So that's why many of them have contributed to H.E.L.P. One of them is Wam Bourboncourt. Maybe if you're familiar in Haiti, you know about this Wam. It's very well known, has been received lots of international recognition for a very good rum in Haiti, made with sugarcane that are produced in Haiti. They just signed last year a 5 years contract with H.E.L.P to support 3 students fully and to also support our recruitment center, which is named after one of the founders. The name is H.E.L.P, and our recruitment center is now named after him. We have another one that is very well known as well. It's Brana. They are now owned by Heineken in Haiti. They are the biggest brewery company. They produce the well-known Prestige beer from Haiti. If you've been in Haiti, I hope you got some Prestige. Or if you go in, make sure you taste Prestige. But Brana not only support us financially, but they are hiring now. They have hired 8 of our graduates. Bank, which is the second lead bank company in Haiti, they are hiring 6 H.E.L.P graduates. And almost all of these companies have hired some graduates or are looking to hire some H.E.L.P graduates, which I call a win-win situation because they support us, but we also provide them with the best quality professionals that they can have so that they can continue their work, and that way they don't need to go elsewhere for human resources. These slides will tell you a little bit about the H.E.L.P program. If you're wondering on what kind of institution we are a non-profit organization. We are recognized in the U.S. as a 50C3, and we have a board in the U.S. We also have an advisory board of 9 members in Haiti. We have about 50, almost 60 staff, I would say. This is our office in Haiti, and please, if you come into Haiti, please come to visit H.E.L.P. That's my personal invitation to you. I promise you to myself give you a tour of the program, and you can also sit with some of our students, ask them some questions, and really have a very good sense of Haiti's future. But last year, because of coronavirus, we were not able to take a new class because, as I explained before, we offer dormitories, and it was a great challenge for us to offer additional dormitories, as we were not even able to host everybody in proper social distancing. But we have just accepted a new class of 50 freshmen this year. They started their first semester just a couple weeks ago. And as you can see, our tuition rate is very, very low. And a scholarship, a full scholarship for one student per year, like what we call a standard scholarship, costs us 10,000 US dollars per student per year to cover most of the services that we offer, which is still cheap when you compare to the US. And that's why we keep the students in Haiti to study in Haiti. That way, we can offer more opportunities to more people. Last year, last year alone, we have received 481 applicants, all of them with a straight A. And we only had enough resources to accept 50. So the needs are great. And for what we've seen, we have a matching that is running. We know what we are doing. We've been doing it for 25 years. The model has proved itself. And we also have capacity to scale up. It's just about finding more resources and also a long-time commitment. And that's why I'm very grateful of this special opportunity to come to the Holy Cross Lutheran Church to pay my respect to you and to say thank you for your long-time contribution in creating a group of role models in Haiti, including myself. It can be seen as something as I call it's a long haul. It's not something temporarily. I know people, they prefer to go and do something temporarily and leave. But we've seen Haiti has been to many catastrophes, and you've seen all the quickie responses, what they have led, and Haiti is still in the state that it is. And long-term commitment, for me, I believe that's what is going to bring Haiti out of the chaos. Because there's no way you can have a nation with great leaders with no education. And sometimes I just tell people, just imagine you going to your workplace. Which day is that? I've been traveling so much, I don't even know which. Saturday. So imagine you going to your workplace on Monday. And then all of your co-workers have only primary level education. Let's say high school education, all of them. How long do you think the business will be going? And that's what we've been trying to do in Haiti. Build a whole nation, took a whole nation with people with no education. It's like you take a lot of people that are being led by a blind person, and it leads to chaos. Tomorrow I will speak more about the beauty of Haiti and everything that Haiti has to offer. It is just insane for a country like Haiti to not be able to prosper. Haiti has everything to prosper. And if you were in my presentation, well, I think it's a presentation for young people. I don't know if they will let everybody join. But in that presentation, I will share about the beauty of Haiti and all the potential that Haiti has. Sometimes I say that Haiti could live on tourism alone. It's summer the year long in Haiti. It's summer the year long, and as you go to the mountains, the temperature change, and also it's another biodiversity and another experience for you. And Haitian people, they are beautiful people. They are hardworking people. That's why, very often in the U.S., you will find all Haitians and leading in any position that they have. We have one sample in almost every field that you can think of. But we need to have a critical mass of people, not only one champion. We need thousands of champions. And these young people in Haiti still having like straight A grade in Haiti, despite everything that's happening. These people are heroes. They are champions. All they need is a little opportunity to get them to the next level so that they can serve the community and serve their country. I will stop that just by finishing to say thank you very much for coming tonight, for following me on YouTube, on social media, and also thank you for your support to help. You didn't have to do it because, well, I'm lucky enough to have been here for the third time, I think. But for most of the people that you are supporting, you don't even know them. And you know what? That's what Jesus called faith. Supporting something that you don't even know, but you know that's a good thing, you know that's the right thing to do. And I'm very grateful and very appreciative for that. And thank you very much for your continuous support. I will open the floor for any questions that you guys may have about anything. I'm an open-minded person. Happy to share more.
Anybody? I'll ask a question first. So you were talking about resources, and I was thinking as you were talking about resources for accepting more applicants to your program, and also if you have the resources and to expand, because I've been to the H.E.L.P. program and I've seen it, say like, I don't know, $2 million drops on your. I told Daphne, I'm like, if I win the lottery, I'm giving it all to H.E.L.P. So, but would you, do you have space in mind? Because you would have to expand your space too. Is that something that's?
Yes. Yeah, that's something that we have considered. We even have bought a land already in this area where we have our office. And yes, that's something that we will consider to have, because now we are renting houses that we have transformed into dormitories. We would be happy to build proper dormitories, and then also make a better exploitation of the lands, and also really build good dormitories that are standard. That's something that we are considering and that we will be happy to do when the time is right, and then as we also scale up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what your fields of study are for these students other than computer science. Is there the real hard sciences, chemistry, physics, engineering as well?
Yes. We send our students to 3 different universities in Haiti. At Université Quisqueya that I've been to. At Université Quisqueya, you can basically find all of the, I will not say all of them. It's many fields. Like, for example, we have engineering, we have industrial engineering, mechanical engineering. We also have people in computer science. We have agriculture. I studied agriculture and economics. There's also medicine, medical studies. We do not sponsor a student in medical for the moment, just because it's very costly, and you could support 2 persons with the same price that you will support 1 person. Yeah, everything that has to do with management, finance, accounting, all of that. We have a very specific school that teach computer science and also management. It's called H.E.L.P. And we also work with a Catholic university called Université Notre Dame. And they do also economics, management, and also nursing program. Yeah, we do not have like a specific program in physics and chemistry, for example, in the universities that we are working with. But it's very often what graduate will do If they would like to pursue a specific study such as physics or chemistry, they will go for a master's degree. And the universities we work with, they are accredited universities. That means the diploma is valuable, and very often they will earn a Fulbright scholarship. We have got 6 students that have already gotten a Fulbright scholarship. We have one currently who's doing an educational program in St. Cloud University and in public health as well. And that's what they will do. They will go for a master's degree in something very specific. And the degree that they have in Haiti allows them to do that.
Thank you. I remember when I was there, there was a number of agricultural people studying agriculture. I remember that. So.
Yeah. That's a field of study that is very popular among our students. Unfortunately, there's not as many opportunities for them when they graduate. That's what they become development officers, such as such as myself. But what I like, actually, particularly in university in general, I think university does not always teach you exactly what you will do in a career. Well, we have to be clear. We will not accept somebody who will not study medicine to touch us or to do something on us. I think some fields are very specific, and they require specific studies, such as an architect, a civil engineer. We will not let a doctor build our house. But for other studies, they are also transversal, you know? And very often I tell people, like, when I was going to school in my head, and that's something that actually I picked at Dartmouth, what you go to school for, mostly, you go to school to learn how to make research and learn anything that you want. And that's what I've been doing. I've been just using all these tools, all these research approaches to learn anything that I want. And I think that's what's a field of study that is very broad. So that just as agricultural science, because it touches agriculture, like how to build walls, how to take care of animals. That's very broad, and it gives you a lot of space to focus on something that you are probably passionate about after.
As you mentioned, education is the key to the long-term prospects for Haiti. Do you think that those who are in power see education as a threat to the country because it creates stability, whereas political regimes often thrive on instability and chaos?
Yeah, well, I agree with you, yeah, because, well, that's why there are not as many investment in education. In our constitution, it says that basic education should be free. It's written in the Haitian constitution. It's not applied, you know? And then, yes, there's a oligarch class that wants to keep things the way they are. You know, not only education, but the economic system. And that's why I think with what we're doing at H.E.L.P, it's also creating a movement. Because that's probably how people want to do it, but that's not right. You know, education, at least basic education, it's a human right. You know? And that's why we need to create a movement to overthrow a system like that. And myself, personally, we have close to 300 graduates now. And then I'm really thinking about what we could do with 1,000 graduates. Because I think that's where we could really start a movement. Because to do something, you will need to have people in different places and in different positions that kind of think alike with a clear vision that is shared among people. Well, I'm open also for a good fight, and I think, you know, there's always a place where people can have different opinions and have an opponent party. But all of it should be for a better Haiti, not for our own interests, not for our little interests, but for a better Haiti. And that's what I think. I don't think it will be easy to run such a movement, but it's needed. And if we say, oh, the leaders, the current leaders will not let it happen, or this oligarchy will like to keep the system the way it is, and we don't know nothing, they're not going to be changed. It's going to be worse. We should at least try one student at a time until we get to that critical mass to create that movement.
Anybody else? Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank, oh. Taking cues from Pastor John back there. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight and being with us. It was very special. Thank you for those of you who are joining us online. And most of all, I want to thank you, Daphne. It was a pleasure to listen to your journey and listen to the amazing work that H.E.L.P has done over the last 25 years. And it's going to be amazing to hear what the next 25 years will bring. And I can't wait to come visit Haiti again and see you and the H.E.L.P program. And we just really want to thank you and for sharing your story and for telling us more about this program. And we look forward to hearing some more tomorrow when we're all at church, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.